Okay, I'm up. Let me go to. Alright, looks good. Actually. Okay, I'm up. Let me. Alright, so that was me clicking on my stream. Let me do this. Okay. Okay, I think. Alright. Okay, I think that's that. Oh, it's actually. Eleanor, thank you. Wonder if I do this right thing. Okay, give me 1 minute, you guys. I'm not trying to do this new setup thing. Okay, I think I'm up here. Looks good so far. Alright, that would be good. There we go. Alright. Trial by error, you guys. Trial by error. Alright, how everybody doing? Just watch friends, yeah. Yep, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit too, maybe towards the end or something. But yeah, it's ridiculous, obviously. There was some guy got in there and just didn't know what he was talking about. Of course, the same narrative, right, about Gamestop. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Hi, Michael, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to wait a couple minutes here. But let's kill some time by talking about Gamestop price. So today was pretty interesting, obviously, but not, I guess, like the price action, right, towards the end. The SPY went up pretty substantial, but again, like it's a bubble, right? Everybody seems to be exuberant. Apparently there was some bond selling. From Treasury bond, they were selling massive amount of bond, so that's why the government spending is out of control. SPY was up because of that. So, all right, so let's look at the volume real quick right here. If you see up top right there, it says 2.1 shares, 2.4 million shares being traded back and forth. And if you look at the chart exchange right here, I haven't looked at this in a couple of sessions. Of course, this is Monday, so it's probably change on that. I feel like, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'm blowing up too much here. I hope you could see this still. So if you look at the short volume, I'm curious myself what today is. Okay, 61% being shorted. And if you look at the volume, of course it's less than $1 million. That's pretty, 1 million shares being shorted. And again, this is the reported shorts. So, yeah, they have to at this point, but what can we do, right? This is still legal. So just like some of these people probably would come in a minute here, Winthrop of the world, Curtis of the world over here, probably saying, hey, there's no reason for them to close the position. All right, I will be there to see it through. But anyway, okay, oh yeah, I was gonna look at the option chains myself here. So for this week, if you look at the max pain right there is 1450. So that means it's gonna hover around 1450. So it really depends on how much change is happening in the option chain right there, call option and whatever. So it looks like the resistance is around that, like $15 to 1450, so to speak. I think that's the call, right? Yep, that's the call wall. If you don't know what that is, it just means that if they're high open interest right there, you see like 1,300 shares or 300 contract is being written on that level right there. So if it goes below here, that means this contract would be in the money, and the market maker would have to either sell the shares to you at that price, and it would make your call option in the money, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, the price movement, obviously, people said that, call option usually doesn't affect the price. Well, sometimes it does. If you have a massive amount of open interest, they will move the price. But the point is that, market maker could kill the momentum, exacerbate the momentum, or do it at will, right? Because, again, they are rerouting your order to dark pool, so to speak, not dark pool, alternate source of exchange, so that you don't see it in the lit market, so to speak, right? Even Gary Gensler himself said that there was like 90% of the stock market went in the dark pool. So again, you don't experience the price movement until the company's like undeniably, doing something good for them. Sorry, I meant flooding. Wait. Sorry, I meant flooding Twitter. Okay, Ray. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you for joining. Alright, so yeah, I mean, option right there. If you want to look at the next week, max pain, it's 15. Again, this could change at any time. Depends on the call, open interest on the call option. So for those of you who doesn't know what the call option is, it just means the contract for you to have the right to buy at this point. So you have to pay a certain amount at the current price right here. You have to pay 50 cents, around 50 cents, to get to that contract, right? So the out of the money means that it's not what the price is currently. I mean, way above the price right there. So if you were to buy this one, it costs you 8 cents per share, right? 8 cents per share in order to get this call option, but then that could go to zero if it never hit that $18. So that's the risk there. You're only buying the contract on the rights to buy 100 share. That's it. So if it's expire, and you only have 1 week to hold that value, so the value of your contracts will go like poof, right? If you're right, obviously, if let's say by next week, GameStop's going to trade at $25. I am not saying that it's going to go there. Your call option would be in the money. Yes, you will make a pretty penny. However, the risk is it's never going to get there. So you're going to lose 8 cents per share. So if you want to buy this right now, it would be $8 because it's representative of 100 shares. I hope it makes sense to people, but listening to Moran's channel yesterday was kind of cringy because like this kid doesn't really, again, show no respect, right? Obviously, but of course they think that they know everything, and of course in my opinion, he's wrong. But we'll address that later. Oh, my first message didn't get sent. Okay, you could send it again, but thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Alright, so yeah, not much there. If you wanna, what is the earnings week? I think it's around here, right? It would be interesting to see what's the call open interest is at this point in time. Ooh, it looks like there's a lot of contract being written over here. So since January, it seems like there was 5,000 on the $20 right there, and then on the $10 put, non-existent right there. So that's interesting. Okay, this is April. Max pain is 14 for this one, but again, it's no, actually this is March 15. Not April. So if you look at April, max pain is 15. Sorry you guys, I'm kind of like getting my information here too. I'm kind of curious myself what's the open interest is for. Okay, so $20 seems to be a lot more interest in that, and $15 have close to 4,500 shares there, 500 contracts, so that's representative of about 400,000, right? 400,000 shares, if it's in the money for the $15 call option. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty juicy there. Again, hey, do what you want. Make sure you know what you're doing before you actually pull the trigger here. Again, call option is very risky. You could lose everything. Like this, the value that you paid for might not be there. Depends on the direction and how high it will run or how low it will run down. So for this one, it looks like there are a lot of open interest for put option on right here, 17,000. Wow. Okay. So be on the lookout for that. It seems like they're gonna try to bring it down to $12 or $10 right here. Right. And again, this is April. Sorry, April call option for this year. Interesting. Anyway, I'm just killing time right now, you guys. Hey Marantz, what's up? I saw your live stream and I was screaming at my phone the whole time about Curtis, right? And you deal with this guy perfectly, and I hope you just like punch that guy in the face. I'm kidding. No, we don't condone violence here, but figuratively. Yeah, but anyway, so let's talk about the topic at hand here. Of course, I've been following Sofi for a long time, and of course, like just becoming more interested in it because again, it's I feel like they have been pushed out for the masses, right? And looks like today they were beating expectation on both ends. So if you look at the earnings report, I haven't looked at the whole thing, so I might again, like I don't follow it as much as I follow Gamestop, so that's why I'm just reporting on the face value here. So there might be something in there that I'm not going to talk about because again, it's not my main position here. But I see a lot of push to get retail into buying this company, and of course my thought about that is that the expectation is really low. It's a really low ball to hit. Hold on, let me go back. So they were expecting the company to earn 0 cents per share, or close to 0 cents per share right here. So that's the expectation, right? So I feel like, again, this analyst, sometimes they would lower expectation when they want this type of action to ensue, right? So they beat out 2 cents per share. I mean, I'm not saying I'm knocking on that, but there was the revenue craze. It seems like they were able to kind of increase their revenue by this much, right? And if you look, oh man, I could. Okay, so total revenue right there, if you look at, is that quarterly? No. Wait, that's quarterly, yeah. No, that's not even Q4. You know what? Crazy. Why didn't I do this ahead of time, you guys? I was running late. I was trying to get like gas and all that stuff and go shopping and then come back home, eat. Now I'm on live, so I did not have a chance to prepare. But I hope you guys are doing well in the chat right there. Oh my goodness, sorry. Be more. Is that a new screen? Yes. So I have upgraded my screen. No, actually, this is an old TV that would otherwise go to the landfill. I've had this TV for a long time, but my mom just upgraded a new TV. So I've been using it. This is the second time I'm using it as my computer screen. So that's why I'm like trying to do this new thing. Hopefully, it works for now. So that's why it's kind of overblown right here. I'm trying my best, you guys. I'm sorry. But yes, this is a new screen. Technically, it's a 55-inch TV. And I'm so glad it works out, though. So now I have the ability to kind of like lay back and be further away from the screen. Instead of like just in my computer screen. But I have another computer screen right here too, so it's a split screen. I know, I'm fancy. But thank you for asking though. Okay, thank you Marantz for coming. Yes, okay, sorry, I'm trying to, there's some GME crypto scam flooding. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's been around, no? Since FTX, remember the token that they were like minting? I bet you anything if you follow that trace, you would know who was behind the quote unquote the one that crashed at FTX, right? And I think it's related to the fact that Gamestop was partnered up with FTX. And I think also, too, that's the reason why they go after crypto so hard. Because, GameStop stand to gain over time, obviously. And so that they could give the narrative, oh, it's a failure, NFT marketplace is good for nothing. They try and then they fail. And, they should just not do that. It's like, how could you not know that FTX is a scam or whatever? It's like, bullshit. It's like... If it was a scam, why it was advertised like in CNBC and Sam Bankman-Fried is like the good guy here, good billionaire who's trying to do good for the world, make as much money as you've seen those segments before. So it's BS. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those type of things. It's good that you're aware of it though. Ray, that's 2-day-old. Now, if anyone goes in, they're going, yeah, true. The living legend is here. What's up, Marantz? Yep. Marantz are, just watch your show. Yep. 60, I don't know what that is. Sorry, you guys, if you do like a sport reference, I wouldn't know. I'm not a sporty person, so. I admire people who are sporty though, so keep on going on. So suspicious timing with okay, GME coin, hurry. I'm CK fan. I don't know what CK is, so sorry. I'm placing bet. Oh, okay, I'm placing bet on Kyle. Going to propose. Oh, Taylor Swift fan. Okay, probably. They seem in love, so. Alright, so we have like culture, pop culture reference here. Sport fan. Okay, so where am I? Oh, I was looking at Sofi right here. Yeah, so I was looking at it briefly, the earnings report today. And didn't get a chance to do any in-depth analysis for myself. I just saw the price and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. It went up tonight. What the hell? Where's the... Issue a press release. Why do they make it so complicated to get to earnings report? Or I'm just... It's a 10Q? Or 10K? I think it's 10K. Oh, that's annual. Durr. Okay, so 10K is annual, you guys. Now you know. Now you know. I think it's 10Q. 10Q. Okay. Where is it? This is agonizing. Sorry, you guys. 1 second. I know this doesn't relate to GameStop, but I promise you it does. I promise you. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm trying to see is there is anything kind of out of ordinary here. So it looks like, see, the net revenue went up 35%. That's pretty substantial there. Again, look, I'm covering this. I'm not saying that Sofi is the worst company ever. Of course, it's a high tech. It's a sector which that provide a lot of financial product. Okay, I just think that it's overhyped at this moment because, again, when CNBC is trying to promote you, I get skeptical, right? Right, this type of things, like they bring people in to, hey, this is a great company and So I'm sure, like, after the first quarterly profit, right? And how much of the profit? Only $40 million, right, per quarter. This quarter, though. So in the plus. So that's a good thing that they are at least profitable. But my point is that it's such a low ball that, okay, yeah, they want this result to happen. So that's why it jumped like around 20% today in one day, right? And you saw the chart there. So non-GAAP profitable. So right here, GAAP profitable, 2 cents per share. So how many shares was outstanding for this company? Now, of course, like, they have good forward guidance too. You know, the CEO come out and he was saying, like, how by 2026 they're going to be even more profitable. Like, I think the reporter was like 80 cents per share or something like that. So that's a forward guidance for Sofi to do that. So it seems like, I don't know if this is updated. So let me see if it's updated. No, not yet. Right? So I would have to go here. I'm trying to see what the retaining loss is. But yeah, over year, obviously they still signed up more people. And they were expecting to have more people even signing up, doing direct deposit. I have this service, so I mean, I use Sofi, so that's why I follow it. But again, to me, it's not that. Maybe in 10 years, probably, yes. But I would just nibble it at a little bit of a time at the time. Like, usually after earnings, around 6 weeks or so, it would be the best time to buy into Sofi. Because if you see the pattern of this type of pump, it's only after earnings. See, or right before earnings. You see this little spike in volume right there? Anticipation, right? And then in a couple weeks, or even the day later, the next day, it just being decimated, right? Now, it might run to like $10 here. Just my thought here. Or even all-time recent high right there. Sorry, guys. So it looks like right here, personal loans. So they do a lot of loans still, but they're being conservative, right? This is what the CEO was saying, that because of the rate hike and or rate cut expectation, he was like more conservative than the bank was expecting him to be, or Wall Street was expecting him to do. Therefore, that's why he beat expectation. But I don't know. Again, like anytime you have CNBC putting something in front of you, again, hey, I'm biased because again, I have this theory that it's being put right in front of you for a reason, right? Right or wrong, this is how I feel. So come up with your own conclusion if you think that this company is going to kind of do what Wall Street is trying to imply here, or at least CNBC trying to incite you to buy into this. And the reason why I know that, you see this graphics, and I want you to take notes too. Every time they talk about GameStop, right, they always shows the graphic with red in it. So it's psychological here. And there's a reason. And anytime they want you to sell Sofi, they would show something in a red, right? It's like psychologically, they want you to buy into this because it's been running up, right? Look, Warner Brother Discovery, of course, is in a red. I haven't looked at this segment yet, but just a brief coverage for Sofi, and that's what I just noticed. But again, I might just be paranoid because of the whole post-traumatic stress disorder on media coverage for any security at the moment. Right, hi everybody, thank you. Manuel, I'm not a sport person either, but I'm glad Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl during her first year. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, again, like, I love Taylor Swift too. I mean, I like a few of her songs, but I think, again, like, media is hyping it up and, try to follow her. Of course, she's a superstar as well, so, of course, it's going to be talked about. Okay, Usher, Superstar, halftime show sponsored by GameStop. Maybe. Why would we waste that money, though? Of course, I don't think Ryan Cohen would make that. So we don't need a Super Bowl ad to be relevant. Be more. Good evening. Hi, what's up, Dynamite? Appreciate you joining in, Dan the man. I have some GameStop shares and Sofi brokerage, but I don't really trust it. I have some shares. I open. So when did I join Sofi? I've had Sofi for quite some time, and the reason why I joined it is because of the crypto. Right back then they. Now you don't. They don't. They just disenrolled it or discontinue crypto for a while. But the reason why I signed up was because I was able to buy crypto, and that was the reason. So like I would say 2019 or so. That's when I kind of like. I really like their service though. Don't get me wrong. I've never had any problem with them, and I used to call them a lot on just, asking questions, and they always pick up the phone on time. And I've never had to wait more than 10 minutes on the phone to talk to a person, and kind of like, if you do a transferring account or something like that and you have questions like, hey, how can I transfer from this account to this account, they answer right away and they will help you throughout the call. So I've had a great experience with them. I'm not knocking it at all, but I think that because of the revenue, it's not that much revenue to hype it to the standpoint of a banking system, so to speak. Again, this is an upcoming technology. Of course, the banks are kind of dinosaur type of thing, but if you look at their revenue right here, It's $500 million revenue. And they beat by 4% right there. And then shares per earnings right there, they beat by close to 400%. But look at the expectation. It's really low. That's my whole point, is that they want this to happen to SoFi. I bet you anything, if you were to compare it to GameStop, even the last one, we beat a pretty penny, so to speak. Now, yes, top line revenue went down by 9%, but again, look, we've been beating expectation time and time again. But they'll come. I mean, I don't think they're gonna sit on the sideline for very long. Like, when is the last time Wall Street missed on any company that actually make money? So I think they're just waiting to see if Ryan Cohen could deliver, the profitability, which I don't doubt that Ryan Cohen would be able to do that from years to come, right? So it's one quarter at a time for me. So that's why I'm trying to avoid speculating too much further than that. I know, like, people want you to kind of give me a 10-year plan on GameStop. Who can predict a 10-year plan on anything? So it's ridiculous for people to be like, hey, Ryan Cohen has to talk to investor, and therefore, it's ridiculous, obviously. Anyway, what am I talking about here? Okay. Sorry about the background noise there. Chillin', I don't know what that is. Okay. Retractable. Just kidding, but getting more insight from me more. Oh, thank you, appreciate you. I have my credit card points on SoFi and transfer them to buy power. Oh, to buy power too. Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's another thing too. That's another perk. So it used to be every time you log in to SoFi, you get like 2 points or something like that. I think 2 points is like 2 cents, right? Or am I, or half of a cent, something like that. So over time, of course, like if you log in every day, you probably could get like 30 cents or something out of the thing. But the point is that they want you to kind of log in, show engagements, like look into a whole bunch of services. And again, like, I love the app, and that's why I'm in it. And also too, another function is that if you do a direct deposit, you get paid 2 days earlier than you actually than your actual paycheck. So I love that, because you get 2 days to take care of your bills and all that stuff, and you don't have to wait. Since interest rate is calculated daily, you might have 2 days. I know 2 days is not that big of a deal, but I love that function though. Yes, so credit card, that's another thing too. They give you more points for your credit card if you have it with them. I haven't used their debit card yet, so yeah, as far as like how many percentage do you get, Dynamite, from them? Okay, 1%. Okay, nice. I have credit card to pay rent, just buy more. Okay. Well, I hope you pay in full, if you use credit card for rent. Yeah, Lino has a direct deposit too. Yeah, that's good. Yep. But anyway, my thought is that I think they're gonna smack it down again, because that seems to be the pattern for here. I know, there's so many sources out there that is trying to tell you that, oh, hey, SoFi is going to be this big behemoth and all that stuff. Not quite convinced yet, but hey, people said the same thing about GameStop, right? So who am I to knock on this? But my point is that I think they want this to happen so that they could bring, or at least like a liquidity type of thing, so that number one, it's distracted. Number two, it's going to be touted as a meme stock to watch when GME's going to run with it, or it's not. I don't know. I'm kind of have a post-traumatic stress thing. Anytime good earnings comes along, it doesn't really, hold the price point. So, and I think all of that, why? It's because of the low volume. It's so easy to knock the price down when it's low, like the volume is low. And why it's low volume? It's not that people are not interested in this at all. It's just that, they could reroute it to off-exchange traded system. So how can you go up in price when they have a reported short of 73%? And 71% of that went to the off exchange, right? So yeah, it's pretty hard to get to that point. But at some point, like I said, the big guy's gonna come in, right? Because again, they're not gonna sit on the sideline while GameStop make billions and billions of dollars, right? But we have to prove that to them still. Perhaps they're still not convinced that Ryan Cohen could pull this off yet, but they're watching. Don't worry, they are watching intensely. It's not that they're dumb people over here. They just want to know if Ryan Cohen could deliver that. Now, I've showed you guys this one before. Wall Street estimate is going to be 28 cents per share. We missed that once 2 years ago. There you go. So just, I don't know. Again, I'm not throwing FUD or anything like that. I'm just saying it's possible, but it's impossible by the way that the balance sheet is going. I think back then it was fourth quarter of 2021. Of course, we were spending money, and maybe paying off debt. Around that time we did spend a lot. So it's to be expected, right? So we did spend to build the infrastructure. So it wasn't, a frivolous spending type of like buying Lamborghini for Ryan Cohen over here, right? So we did have a necessary spending to make the company better. And right now, I think we're at that turning point right here. So yeah, in less than 2 months, we're going to be able to see it. I am so excited for that. And of course, like all of us here, kind of like sitting patiently, waiting for that earnings report. The world would be watching GameStop. Okay. Thanks to... Okay, so saving account, 4.6%? What? Is that just checking account, or... How did I not know this? How did I not know this? That seems high, no? That's cool. I mean, if that's the case. Yeah, so they do have good product. And again, not knocking it at all. But skeptical about this whole positive sentiment all of a sudden, right? In the past 1 month or so. And if you look at, this is what I was gonna look for. I was trying to look for retaining earnings. Am I in the right one? So this is contribution, profit, loss, or profit or loss. Okay, so non-interest income. So they have money, they have invest, credit card right here. So it seems like they have credit card loan up by 40% right there. Referred loan up. So everything is up in terms of like financial product there. So year on year, it went up 45%. So I think there's growth here, but I think it's overhyped in my opinion, right? Maybe this is where that $9 billion. I'm looking for where that negative $9 billion come from. Let's see. Remember when I show it on here? Again, I'm not qualified enough, you guys, to be analyzing this, but I'm just learning as I go. I'm just showing you guys how my brain works at this live stream here. So bear with me. So if you look at the retaining earnings right here, right? And again, this is old third quarter, so they have not updated the fourth quarter yet. So maybe in a week or so, it's going to be updated. So I'll be curious to see if this number would come down. But based on the net income for this particular quarter, I think it went positive $40 million or something like that, right? And that's where the 2 cents per share comes from, I think. If you look at the outstanding right there. All right, so outstanding share, if you do the math right here. So 958.74 times 2 cents, right? 2 cents per share. That's the earnings. Oh, wait. 19? Really? So $19 million. Wait, am I doing this math wrong? I need help, you guys. I need help. 1 second. Times 2 cents per share. Why is it so low? Shouldn't it be like, where do they get that income from? Okay. Right here, net income. So $47.9 million dollars right there, right? So that's their net income. There's no goodwill impairment. That's good, I guess. Thing last year they incurred a whole bunch right there. Okay, so overall they still, if you do a year-end analysis here, so this is within 3 months and this is within a year. So year on year they're still in the negative, but quarter in 3 months they are, for the first time, they are turning profit for the first time. Okay. So note that, of course, when GameStop were to do the same thing, watch what the media will say. I bet you anything they're going to be like, this is just 1 quarter, you know. It's just 1 quarter. It doesn't mean anything. Remember when we would positive like 12 for like last quarter? For last year, fourth quarter, we were like profitable, right? I think Brian Susie, that guy, the 12 years experience of analyst, he was like, that means nothing if you're losing money to burning cash, net income, blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. Let me see. Sorry, guys, I'm wasting time right here. Okay, lecture. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. I know I'm just wasting time right here, but I'm looking for. I'm looking for a retaining earnings. Oh, you know what I just thought of? What the hell? Crazy. You see, you learn new things every day, you know? So what I'm going to do is just search for that term. Okay, let's go. Retaining earnings. Here we go. I'm lazy to type, you guys, so bear with me. See, they don't even give you that. No? There's no retaining earning? That's ridiculous. Okay, so that didn't work. It's a complete waste of time, you guys. Okay, so EBITDA pretty good. You got share-based expenses. Okay, so we have that there. Okay, I think this is probably better. So that is $5 billion debt. This is their liability. Okay, at least they have more asset than liability. That's good. So they have intangible asset over here and goodwill as well. So if you were to add the two, it's around $1.7 billion. Sorry. I mean, that's not much. I mean, that's not too bad of a goodwill value. But nonetheless, they have goodwill. GameStop doesn't have any goodwill. No tangible asset to prop it up like that. Okay, I think this page might show me. Okay, here we go. Alright, good. Whew. So it's called accumulated deficit. I think that's what I was looking for right there. So it means that they are still, over time, over the lifetime of the company, they are losing $1.8 billion still. So they're still, up and coming. I'm not saying, again, if they're trending in the right direction, that's good. But if you were to compare it to the last year right there, right, from 1.5 to now 1.8 accumulated deficit. Right? Now, hopefully they will post more quarters and the growth outweigh, the amount of debt accumulated. What is the interest bearing? Okay, so interest bearing deposit right there. That's their liability. Non-interest bearing. Okay. I need to learn how to evaluate, financial company, because it's a little bit different than regular company out there, right? I have a feeling that the deposit has different meaning here, and one is better than the other, right? For the bank, I'm talking from this perspective of the bankers, not the depositor, right? And if you look at the whatever you put into Sofi is deemed as a liability for them, right? So if you have a interest-bearing deposit, what I could gather from just that term alone, it just means that when they promise you that rate, that Ray over here said that 4.6, they have to go out and search for that rate, right? Whether to buy treasury bond or whatever, they have to pay you that rate, or just lend your money out to different consumer, like credit card, for example, like Dynamite have over here. So yeah, I don't know what they charge for the credit card, but I bet you anything it's probably more than 4.6% on the credit card purchase. And within that too, there's a risk of not even getting that interest from people. I feel like people nowadays are smarter, because then most people, in the previous generation, usually they just pay the minimum balance and then they kind of happy with that because that's what they've been told, right? Or just maintain the minimum balance and you'll be fine, right? Because that's how you build up your credit. And it's not true. You could build your credit just by paying it off right away. And so, number one, you pay it off right away, you don't have to pay the interest, right? And so why would you want to pay 10%? 10% is really low for a credit card, right? I've heard of credit card that is like 29%. Like, how is it legal to charge somebody 29% on the credit card? It's ridiculous, right? But I think Sofi has a lower rate for the credit card. I think bank deposit are considered liability. Yeah. Yes, so I think this is what it means, like when you deposit into Sofi. There you go. So it's 18%. $18 billion right there. Right. But yeah, so that's what I was looking for. It was still in the negative, but again, it's not the end of the world as long as they keep that profitability coming in. Over the next year or whatever, right? The concern is, I think I was listening to the CEO. He was saying something about swap. He was swapping out those student loan security, something with Goldman Sachs or something like that. So those swap, I bet you anything, is probably what they had. Hold on, let me see if I could find it now. Right here, free cash flow. So that's why it's $9.5 billion right there worth of cash flow. And me assuming, not knowing anything about that. And see, that's why how is that cash flow? It's so much in the negative. So it has to be that swap that they did, the agreement between, Goldman Sachs and on that student loan portion of their business, right? But yeah, all in all, I think it's a good company. But again, I wouldn't chase it. It has a good pattern to kind of follow. Anytime there's earnings, there's a lot of volume coming in, and it seems like they knew ahead of time too which direction it's going to go, right? Because remember, Sofi has been pumped for maybe a month or so. If you look at the time frame here, I think I show, even my old video too, kind of like this guy right here, 4 weeks ago, come out, CNBC, to tell you, hey, Sofi's gonna this and that, bullish case for Sofi, right? So, yeah, to me, I think they want it to happen. Like unused gift card. Yeah. I think that's good. Alright, so I'm spending too much time on Sofi, but I think it's good to learn. I'm hoping. But, well, let's talk about Gamestop real quick, right? Now, I promise you that it was related to Gamestop at some point, right? But here's the thing. I think there's a possibility that they can smack it down again, right? Just for this particular earnings. They might not be able to, but they will try, okay? Because they want you to or other people like Curtis over here, right? So I'm talking about Curtis a little bit here. I know he's not here to defend himself, but so that people like that will feel emboldened to say, look at the price point and all that stuff. And the price has nothing to do with the company whatsoever, right? And I keep saying that, and I will say it until somebody until it sink into people, because sometimes even a lot of people that I talk to about GameStop, usually will ask me, oh, what is the price now, right? Didn't it used to be like $500? Now it's $14, and so it's like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Why is GameStop not on here? But anyway, so let's go to Moran's live stream here. I'm sure some of you have seen it. Okay, Hechi distracted me more with. I wouldn't say that. I would not say that. Nobody's distracting me on anything. I think my brain just works that way. I'm already distracted, so nobody could distract me. I'm kind of focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is to kind of see the correlation between how they cover certain stock versus how they cover GameStop, right? And I've seen that discrepancy many a time, and that's why I'm interested in investing in GameStop. Not only like all the great things about the company, right? This thing is just added value, in my opinion, right? Because again, why would they spend so much time trying to convince you to sell GameStop? And so much energy, so much, screen time to bash one stock, right? And then you have companies like this where I know, like if you look at the market cap, right, or the revenue, they always like come out with the revenue. Well, at the angle, it's like, oh, look, revenue is this and that. But look at the revenue for this company, like hardly compared to GameStop. Okay. So how? I think this is a trailing 12. $2 billion in revenue. That's it. Right? And on top of that, right now, at this current moment, it's net income to the tune of, hundreds of millions of dollars on the negative. And they still promoting this as if it's like the greatest thing, right? I know it's a forward projection here. I get it. This is how the stock's supposed to be. Any company, right? You're forward projecting. But for some reason, when it comes to GameStop, they always want you to look in the back end of it, right? It's like, 12 years ago, they tried this. 12 years ago? Really? Are we evaluating this company currently on the 12 years? What happened 12 years ago, right? You've seen it at Camelot, or, that guy who's always bashing GameStop. And so this is where I'm like starting to see what's going on, right? Again, this is probably me being conspiratory minded and all that stuff. You could say all that. I get it. But it keeps me questioning what's going on. Right? And I'm contrarian by nature. That's how I am operating. Like I've never wanted to follow people until I know for sure that this is the road that I want to go, right? Anything that I need to know. And that's why I always seek out people who are disagreeing with me. It's like, and I welcome that. It makes me think more and more convicted. Or, hey, it's like, oh, maybe you got a point there, right? So, there you go. Okay, I think this is annual. Yeah, this is the same thing. So I'll be curious to see what is the new reporting now. Yeah, so now I'm distracted by that. Alright, so let's address Curtis here. Of course, like, if you listen to Moran's live stream, I hope you have a chance to do that. Go do that, the last one that he did. Especially when he discussed with Curtis, right? Of course, Curtis doesn't really understand, like it seems like, right? Because he keeps saying, oh, you used to buy at $500 a share, right? If you look at the history of GameStop price, obviously that was before the split, and that is like right here. The orange line is the split, right? So before the split, yes, GameStop was like, see, at this tippy top right here, right there. See that? But if you look at the number to the right there, when it's dancing, when I move my cursor right there, So $123 a share right now after the split. Okay, so the fact that he said that, oh, you're buying it at $500 is untrue. Yes, it was true at one point, but after the split, it becomes $123 a share, right? So there's a difference between, okay, I don't have my drawing thing here. I'm drawing this by mouse. Okay, sorry. This is the most boring live stream ever, you guys. I'm trying to point out is that the price point is not the same after the split. So don't misinterpret that as if like, GameStop fall from $500 to now $14. Okay, it's not. Yes, it fell from 123. That was the all-time high. Okay, 123 if you account for that little wig there, right there, up here, right? Again, I'm talking about the tippy top over here. Okay, so $123 up there. Now it's falling down to, yes, that is a substantial drop, right? But most people don't just buy at the top and just not buying anymore, right? Because if they believe in the company, they're gonna buy more, right? And that's what we've been doing. Again, it's one of those things where they are emboldened to say that because, again, they don't understand the company from the fundamental level, right? And that's what traders are. And that's why, again, there's a difference between traders, the mentality between the traders and investor. Which one do you want to be? That's on you to decide. You know, I know what I want to be. So, and either way, like, you could make money either way, but make sure that you know what you're investing into before you actually say those things, right? Yeah, so those live stream, it's one of those time when I'm like, God, this guy doesn't really know what he's talking about, but yet he talks as if he knows everything about GameStop, right? The fact that he thinks it's going to zero too, that's another trigger word that I heard. How can a company go to zero when they have no debt whatsoever, right? And if that's why, again, the standpoint of a balance sheet is very important, because that's what you're gonna get. It's like the insight to whether the company is gonna go out of business or not, right? It's the most important thing that you could learn from investing in anything, right? It doesn't have to be GameStop. So if you see this type of balance sheet and you still think it's going to zero, okay, bet your money on it. You might lose, or you might win something, but over time, only time could tell. So yeah, yep. I think that's all I have. Everybody's so quiet today, so okay, I feel like I don't have my normal trolls coming in today, so that's good. But now it makes my live stream boring though, so I don't know how you guys feel about that. Is there anything new coming in for GameStop? So I usually like scroll down my oh, what's happening? Something's wrong. Is Twitter done? Gee. Alright guys, I can't go on Twitter right now. Oh, let's look at Fintel real quick. I used to report this in my past video. Okay, let's see. Okay. Alright. 55% off exchange. It's not too shabby there. So short interest is 22, reported short interest, 22.48% of this company is being shorted. That's massive. Like, I think BlackRock only bought like 500,000 shares, right? I don't know how the institution's gonna get in. Maybe that's what they're afraid of doing, because it's not because GameStop is a terrible company. I think it's just that they're afraid to let anyone know about this company. But I think they're going to accumulate quietly, throughout the year. And they're going to keep the price low, I bet you anything. That's why you have plenty of opportunity to accumulate into this company, in my opinion. So if you look at the short borrow fee right here, of course, like cost to borrow doesn't really mean anything, because this is like in a yearly basis, right? So it's been really cheap for them to short, so to speak. So that's why they have the ability to short it, right? And they don't really have any qualms to close out the position yet. So, or they couldn't, right? They're gonna bankrupt themselves. Who knows? Hedgy or whatever. Or retail, like perhaps retail could even short this thing as well, which is fine by me, if you want to keep the price low as much as possible. Right here, so on FINRA, you see a lot of here. Short volume right there. Okay, so they have, I didn't know that they have all this information here. You learn something every day. Okay, so wait. Short sell volume. Aggregate. Okay. Alright, so this is today. So they have this exempt volume. I think, don't quote me on this, this is naked shorting, right? They don't actually have that shares, but they sold it short anyway for that particular moment, right? Of course, they could return it any time, but the fact that they could just do that without, any... again, they do that to I think kill the momentum of the price movement, right? Whether to keep the max pain, right, level, so that they could accumulate or collect those premium, the call option people, like people who are like, oh yeah, that's another thing. He was telling Morans to buy call or whatever. It's like, okay, so if you don't understand the risk of calling option, no wonder the guy is like, So here's the risk of calling option, of buying calls. Okay, I think I spoke about this like earlier in my live stream today too. Is that you might not get the value of your call, right? If you're wrong, right? Even sometimes if you're right too. Let's say you're betting that in 6 months GameStop gonna go to $15, right? It's you betting. If you buy call option, okay, if you buy a call option at $20 right now, right? That costs you money, right? But let's say you are right that 6 months from now GameStop's gonna be at $20. You might still lose money because it has to be exceeding $20 for you to actually make a profit out of that call option, right? So the point is you might lose that value. While if you are investing in a share, it really doesn't matter. Like you get to own the share forever until you sell it to the market. So that's the value, is that it's better to buy share, if you believe in the company, obviously, than to buy call option. Yes, call option could make you a lot of money if you're right and you know how to bet it, right? So I hope I explained that. to them. But hey, they will learn they will learn the hard way when they lose money, on those betting up and down and all that stuff. They might think that they know all, but at some point you're gonna guess wrong, and you're gonna lose your investment or whatever on call option, and you're gonna lose it a lot quicker than the share. Again, like let's say you buy one share of GameStop up here, even at the top, right? Even at the top right now. Let's say you bought it at $120 right now, and now you held it until now. You still have one share of GameStop, right? You will, if you sell it now, you're gonna sell at a loss, yes. But if you just hold it for whenever, eventually it's gonna go up again. Now, there are some people who thinks that it's never gonna go there. I think it's gonna go there, in my opinion. Again, over time, though. I'm not saying right now. In a year, 2 years, I don't know. But as long as you dollar cost average down, I know there's some people here probably saying that it's going to be a terrible strategy to do dollar cost average. I disagree. I'm a long-term investor. So, to each its own type thing. So, just barely joined. Can you recap? Oh my god, Lynn. I just did. I feel like I just did just now. So, how long have you been? Appreciate you. Yeah. So it's one of those things where when you just babble on, and you're like, oh shoot, what did I just say? It's kind of fun though, when you have trolls in here. And now, like, I have a lot of people that agree with me, so I don't even know what to do at this moment. I'm so used to like telling people, it's like, oh, you're wrong and all that stuff, right? But and this is why I search people who are disagreeing with me, so that at least I have somebody to kind of like, oh, okay, let me bounce some idea. Perhaps you didn't think of this. Oh, okay, all right. Appreciate the info, type thing. All right, so Jay's here. Thank you. Is there any option thing that you are that I missed? I think I've stated my my feeling about option. Now, to me, if you, I mean, you could lose money too. Like even if you buy in the money call option, right? It depends on how much you pay for, and when you sell. How long the option expiration is, all of that you have to know before you buy into a call option. You can't just say, hey, I think GameStop's gonna go up here, therefore just buy call option, right? And you're gonna make billions of dollars from it. That's not true. You have to know where to buy, at what strike price that makes sense to you. How much are you paying for that contract, right? How long are you willing to wait, type thing. And what happened if you are wrong, right? If you're wrong, you could lose 100% of your money, right? Just betting on the direction of it. So you're actually gambling on on the price of GameStop that it's being manipulated, right? In my opinion, right? How do I think that? We'll look at the off-exchange volume. So who route those things to, if you think they're not suppressing, why do they have to do it off-exchange, right? So that's just my point. Are you concerned about GameStop revenue decreasing? It's not a concern. I mean, it's to be expected. I feel like, let's see. I feel like if they keep delivering on the gross profit, I don't mind it being declining, honestly, right? Because, again, you get to keep more of that money, To me, because of the macroeconomic, if you look at, the demand and all that stuff. I just talked to my sister in Australia, and she worked in not assembly. Like she made medical equipment for her factory, and even her factory don't have any demand whatsoever. They've been kind of like trying to lay off people slowly, silently, right? By offering, like a lump sum for people to just walk out of the job, because they can't just like, hey, you're fired because I don't have work for you type thing, right? They have some sort of regulation over there. And so again, the demand is not there even globally in Australia. And like, I know it's a different country, but I could see that it happening like slowly into the US as well. So again, consumer is not having a good time at buying stuff. Yes, they are using buy now, pay later services to do that. That's why you see, retail sales up 2% or something like that. But they're using credit to do so. So I wouldn't expect, a high marks for revenue on GameStop, but I have high hope for that, right? Until I see the number, we'll discuss it later, right? I'm trying to avoid speculating it too much on that front. But based on the gross profit, this leadership team has been doing pretty well. So if you look at the retail sale right here, this is an expectation. See, this is decrease from current one. Again, doesn't mean that it's going to be like that, but expectation is low for retail sale right there. Building permits. So this is having to do with the housing market right there. Now, for those of you who don't know, I think I've shown you this particular website before. It's called Trading Economics. It just tells you, a whole bunch of your projection. It doesn't mean it's going to be like that, but look at the 10-year bond, right? It's expected to go down. So what does that mean? It means that the big money out there, they're chasing that yield, right? They don't care. Like, again, I've shown, like in my last live stream, or 2 live streams ago, was about that. That, big money out there, they are satisfied with 4% per year. And they again, that means like they don't expect much from the equity market, right? But as you know, today, if you look at the SPY, it went up like crazy today, right? Why? And people keep saying, "Oh my God, you're an idiot, for not buying at SPY." All right, good luck. It's at an all-time high right now. It's insane. This is insanity. Wait, is this even the SPY, the right SPY? Hold on. Insane in the membrane. Yeah. I wonder why there are so many SPYs out there. Okay, this one is a cedar. Guess it's a different country, huh? Fun. Okay, this is an ETF. Okay. I don't know why I have this up, but so currently we're all-time high on the SPY. And I wonder if the GDP or GDI is up or down. But yeah, I don't know what to expect, honestly. Anything could happen. Of course, government spending has been gone crazy, out of whack. So, and then war in the Middle East is ramping up. Obviously, that make people more like, oh, look, they're gonna make money. It's disgusting in my opinion, but what can I do? I live in this world full of people who are not really aware of what's going on. But what can I do? I'm just one person, right? Alright, so there's an expectation. If you watch, let's see, who's that guy? that I usually go to for chart analysis. I think Ron there's another one. Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Okay, Marantz is up. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna end my video shortly, but let me show you what I just watched before I come on here, right here. Like briefly, this one right here is a good video to kind of get the gist of what he expects. Okay, let me play.
Their diversions now completing here, forming, I should say. We'll be watching to see if we go a little higher and begin to turn. We'll be looking to see if we peak on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, which is what I believe is likely going to be the case. You got a good chance of peaking either Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be watching. NASDAQ, again, put in that topping tail, and I told you there's a good chance NASDAQ has put it in.
Yeah, Tuesdays or Wednesday. But again, like, he's pretty spot on. Like, usually within a week or so, he's been kind of like, I've been following him for quite some time. So go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Ron Walker, he's pretty cool. But anyway, I've never interacted with the guy, but he just put this information out there, and it's for free. Of course, you could donate to him too if you like, or appreciate his content. So I would go and look for him if you're the trader or whatever and want to learn more about that. So that's that, you guys. That's all I have. Woohoo! Tech earnings. All right, one job. That's all I have. Well, thank you for joining in the last stream. It's been very quiet that you're not around, but I am going to end my live stream right now, so I apologize. All right, so thank you everybody for commenting. Everyone, appreciate every single one of you. All right.